Hi, my name is Trey, and this is Trey's Myths and Tunes channel on YouTube. Today, I'd like to talk to you about covert narcissism and living your dreams. We're in a shared reality. When I was young, I thought that life was so magical. All the birds in the trees, they were playfully watching me joyfully and just so free. But now that I'm getting older, not just my hair turning gray, I got to be discerning and true and free. 'Cause can't you see, there are times when all the world's asleep. The question's much too deep for such a simple man. And my God, I know it sounds absurd, but can you please tell me who I am? Who I am? Who I am? Who I am? Covert narcissism. The covert narcissist and living your dream. We're in a shared reality. Okay, so whether it's your mom, your dad, your sibling, your best friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, okay, it's irrelevant. Whoever it is, this close person in your life, that when you discover they suffer, you recently or whenever you discovered they suffered from covert narcissism, which means that they try to hide it. They don't. They're not out here holding a sign. Here I am, Mr. Greatest Badass, who's the source of all godly awareness, and I am going to be your wonder. But guess what? I'm going to step on you and rob you and pillage, and you're going to still never do anything but tell me I'm God. No. They realize that's idiotic. They have perhaps a higher social IQ or mental respect, but even an even lower form of narcissistic self-abuse, because they don't have the self-confidence to be grandiose. They have to go and just pretend like they're normal and that they're respectful and they're loving. But when they find out that you're going to live out your dream, the best example I have is recently. This and my other video I did today are what I've learned through making YouTube videos, that I'm supposed to, or that the proper procedure is to talk about my experiences and what I have learned, not make up bullshit or not just talk about news or ideas. That's fun, but I mean, if I really want to help the world and help people, you talk about what you've learned, right? So what I noticed as soon as I started posting these videos, that any friend of mine or relative who had a thread of these covert narcissistic parasitic entities in their personality and their ego structure, you can look at the comments. I mean, they're gonna gaslight. They're going to they feel threatened because maybe it's jealousy, extreme jealousy, or maybe that. I really wonder if that's what initially, that it's partly the part of me that was still satanic or Luciferian as a young boy was watering that seed, and I just hope that, and I know they're watching, and I hope that they forgive me and still love me, But because the radical honesty and acceptance it takes to be real, to be a part of the age of Aquarius psychologically is similar to, well, it's analogous to your physical, to eating organic and respect. And like I say, having the laptop on the side table, not on your lap, not having robots injected, because that's a really nasty thing that probably not going to end up in any way good. So it makes them face their obedience to the false, great, unproven self. So when your best friend sees that you're making YouTube videos that actually help people, because he wants to make YouTube videos and help people, or because he wants to do something else similar to help people, or to break out of his rut or whatever, to expand to more of a socially helpful position, they'll say, "Oh, that's great," and change the subject in about 5 or 10 seconds. Or as I call it, the energetic parasite, narcissistic, covert narcissistic energy parasite will get him to change the subject after 10, 20 seconds. Or if you talk about your videos you posted, they'll tune it out. They'll just, and partially because of jealousy, but also because these things don't allow the person to get real and living out their dream. It's really sick. I mean, I had to leave this place. I had to go back to South Carolina, detach from all the negative holograms here. Partially, it was one of the reasons why I got how to get the courage to start this channel. And I think, again, clearing out Merlin, Arthur, some of the ancient masters, the ancient spiritual masters, and the Stargates has really helped clearing the energy, the psychics, boots on the ground, energy healing. It's grid work is what it's called. The grid workers have helped me too. I think I can feel the difference. Really, it's subtle, but the more you tune into your multidimensional self, the more you can tune into higher frequencies of higher dimensions beyond the 3D slave-based or the 3D 666 carbon reality, and become in tune with your silicon-based physical body, which actually feels the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th dimension. Now, the 4th dimension is where ghosts, again, these Zeta astral parasites, where they feed energetically, the way they use energy to feed. Again, if you don't know the works of Nikola Tesla, you don't know about the ethers, you haven't really done the kindergarten work to get to my first grade class. So you need to first learn about if you don't believe in the interdimensional mind control programs, then first you have to learn about what etheric space is. And then you realize why it's actually more respectful for me to stay in this tent than to be in a rental in Santa Cruz, for example, because these parasites are just fucking growing out the wazooski down there and all. And I don't, I can use sage and Palo Santo to get them out, but you got to realize the aliens that are perverting their dreams, preventing them from living out their dreams through survival, and other, through distraction. They do not want them to be able to be great or participate non-hierarchically. Okay, and some of these people will tell me we're going to have a community, but because their moon's in Aries, or whatever excuse they have, and they got to do it. I suffered from this greatly, and that's why this channel has helped me, because I get feedback from a few of the courageous and a few from the dark side who are courageous too. And of course, when I reply to their comments, they say nothing back, because it's not that I always have to get the last word. It's the reason why they don't want to take me to court off any false accusations, because I respect. I don't let them walk on me. Okay. So in your actual, they don't want to be great or participate non-hierarchically in your actualization of your greatness. In other words, as soon as I started making this channel, and they could see everyone in my life who suffers from covert narcissism or covert narcissistic parasitism, They didn't want to know about it. They didn't want to hear about it. They don't want to see it. They don't want to watch it. They don't want to subscribe. And it's not because they don't love me. It's because these things are actual, real parasites infesting their aura, infesting their ego, and making them sick, sometimes physically, and they don't deserve it. And it's because of their ego or their self-pride that they can't even admit exists. Pride causes so much fall, right? So um, then so the narcissistic spirit's denial of psychological and shadow work necessary to be in dream possession. Okay, so if you refuse to do your shadow work at all, like if you refuse to watch this channel, even if you claim to be my friend or love me, it's like a clear sign that they possess you because you're not willing to look at yourself, and that's why you kind of cower away and change the subject. It's sick, man, and I love all these people, and I want them to heal. But this is, like I said before, they beam the shit on this area in a much more intense way than most others, according to Indigo Angel's work. Um, and you also can tell people have this problem because they can't see you, okay? When you're talking about how you're living out your dream or your greatness, you're living your blueprint of your life, they can't see you. They won't talk about it. They try to usurp it, the conversation. They try to usurp or middleman your dreams. They want to be the broker. They want to be the guy who gets the middleman fees on your dreams. They'll become more and more distant. However, the good thing is that if you're willing to risk your life or willing to put everything on the line to live out your dreams, great and honest, clear spirit souls will come to help out. It's so awesome, man. I mean, even if it's just that I have an audience or a class of 4, 43 people that might watch because they press subscribe, it's still wonderful for me to start out, and I'm really thankful. You know why? Because in this climate where people are not willing to admit this stuff exists, it's only this one guy that I don't know real well every couple weeks or so, and the rest of them, they'll try to heal and talk, and some of my best friends will try to talk to me about this stuff, but they can't let it in their heart and emotional body. They'd rather go, oh, Trey's a crazy guy, and just take the easy cop out, right? So again, that's why I can clearly state all the issues. It's also become this self-protective mechanism. Also, that I was born again in this town. I could talk about Satan and Lucifer all day, and but I'm a born again Gnostic. So if anybody in Santa Cruz or anybody online knows what that is, then they realize, just like the Mahayana Buddhism, from my opinion, it means I study the ancient religions that tell you the truth and how to become free and how to love yourself and respect yourself and awaken and actually awaken. And it's quite the contrary of some of these that say they're with the Galactic Federation, and some of these who say they're with Archangel Michael, and some of these who say they're with Metatron, and some of these who say they're with all of these beings that got hijacked or usurped, or they're actually the dark ones. So only you can prevent the forest fire in your third eye from making you an idiot, from making you die of some type of cancer. You take C60 fullerene if you took the shot. Hopefully it'll help reduce inflammation, or if you're exposed to it. However, it's an inside job to do your healing, and everyone in your life who's a covert narcissist, who has that type of entity, they're not going to want to help you. I mean, maybe when you start making money or you get established, then they're going to want a piece of the pie, or you can help them more. I mean, that usually seems to be, well, my bloodkins, it seems to be a huge psychological factor. Like when my brother, he went from gaslighting in the first few videos to when he saw that I was serious about trying to help people psychologically, he said I should put a PayPal. So I'm going to work on that today. If you enjoyed this video, click on my Irie subscribe button, baby, or men and women, and love and respect your life enough to live your dream in peace.